Today on Open Throttle 360, we'll visit this year's World of Wheels, the annual motorhead mecca that makes its way to the David Lawrence Convention Center. And how about an S10 pickup with the loudest horn you'll ever hear? We'll take a trip to Ohio's Thunder Capital, Thompson Raceway Park. And later, we'll chat with a gearhead girl, and as always, take a look at some great GoPro footage. That's coming up on OT360.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Just get on board, strap in, you'll understand that I'm wild, wild and crazy.
Welcome to Open Throttle 360. I'm Trip Clark.
And I'm Tom Lang.
Tom, we're just about into June, heading into the Get Your Ride Outside season, and it's good to see the local tracks and the local cruises all in full swing.
And I know the crew from Open Throttle 360 will be there to cover it all. You know, in my mind, one of the first signs of spring, even though it happens months before, is the World of Wheels car show. It's a great place to see some old friends and some of the coolest stuff on four wheels.
You know, and I think I've even seen Eddie Munster there.
I was always kind of partial to Maryland myself.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And here's some action from this year's World of Wheels at the David Lawrence Convention Center.
Each year, typically on a cold and snowy January day, long before Phil even thinks about sticking his head out of the hole to look for his shadow, almost 25,000 die-hard gearheads with visions of sunshine and burnouts racing through their heads will work their way to the David Lawrence Convention Center for their annual pilgrimage to the World of Wheels. Like a motorhead ant farm, fans flock in to see some of the most beautiful rides east of the Mississippi. From Camaros and Chevelles to Woodies and Zephyrs, there's something for everyone at the World of Wheels. Oh yeah, and pinup girls. Just ask host Tom Lang.
I love Open Throttle 360.
Me too.
The crew from Open Throttle 360 was there in full OT360 swag, working the crowd and talking cars.
My name is Justin Schuller, and this is a 1960 Chevrolet Impala.
Hi, I'm Jenna Bortman, and this is my 1995 Toyota Supra.
Hi, I'm Ray Schuller. This is my 1968 Tommy Mooney Pro Modified drag race car.
Hi, my name is Clay McCoy. This is my 1970 Chevelle SS. Car was done professionally by Pro Comps Custom in Glenshaw, PA.
With so many people and so many friends, we knew it was only a matter of time before we ran into a familiar name.
Me and Bruce Harvey, the owner of Pro Comps Custom, sit down and we drew up some stuff and we came up with some ideas, and we ended up with it being like this at this point. This car is a chick magnet. You can just get her to come near the car. She's getting in the car. You're leaving with her in the car.
At the World of Wheels, it's easy to feel like a kid, especially if you're Tom Lang, and apparently the pinup girl wasn't the only action he got from his adoring fans.
We're gonna fire this thing up. Rumba! One of the bad mother cars you're ever gonna come across. Look, she didn't even flinch. She couldn't care less.
When the fun and games were over, the serious business of talking with serious car people began. From a 57 Chevy that runs in the sixes to one of the most storied dealerships in the country.
Joining me now is Jeff Lutz, owner of Lutz Race Cars. Jeff, you got a couple of pretty neat 57 Chevys here. First, tell me about this one right here.
This one here, we built this for Hot Rod Drag Week back in 2009 with a partner of mine from Fort Pitt Racing. And we battled for the #1 spot to have the fastest street car in America, but they've gone to a lighter weight car now. So this car here is 3,800 pounds. We've been building it for the title of world's fastest street car, which we plan on that going 6.0 to 590s at 240, 50 mile an hour.
Now, you said you haven't started that. The first time it hits the track, will you give me a call so I can be there?
I would definitely give you a call. I'll take you for a ride.
Cool, I'm looking forward to that. I've seen the Tom Henry Racing banner. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, this is something that my brother Tom developed when he would reconfigure the Camaros. When the 5th gen Camaro came out several years ago, Tom really got into it big time, and we have a lot of customers that have the 5th gen Camaros that we have customized in some way.
I noticed that Camaro, it's got the Hot Wheels
yes,
logo
it is.
on the
It's
side.
the Hot Wheels logo. There's Hot Wheels stitching logo in the seats.
Is that something just at Tom Henry, or is that a Chevrolet?
No, that was the
item?
Chevrolet Special Edition Camaro.
Now, you're a GTO guy through and through. Tell me about the club that you're the president of.
I'm the president of the local Greater Pittsburgh GTO Club. I have 4 GTOs of my own that I try to keep up.
This summer, you've got a very big event coming up. I believe it's a national event.
Yeah, it's the GTO AA Nationals. All Pontiacs are welcome racing. There's a famous racer, his name's Arnie Beswick. He's 85 years old, still going 200 mile an hour.
The Tameless Tiger.
The Tameless Tiger. He'll be there.
What the World of Wheels proves year in and year out is that the region's kids can come together for 3 days of fun and music. Wait, that was a different event. That the region's gearheads can come together for 3 days of rides and wheels and nothing but rides and wheels. If nothing else, it helps bide the time until spring is once again in the air and the streets and tracks are our playground.
Still to come, a Chevy S10 that gives new meaning to Toot Your Horn. We'll head to Northern Ohio for a look at some of the action at Thompson Raceway Park and a chat with gearhead girl Lisa Norman. That's next on OT360.
A family-owned and operated racing enterprise specializing in restoration work, chassis setup, transmission work, hard-to-find parts, and vintage car sales. Zappa Racing is the place to go for your road racing needs. Visit ZappaRacing.com and find out what the Fighting Bee is all about. Zappa Racing.
It's the Subaru Spring Sales Event going on now through May 31st at Delaney Subaru. You'll love Delaney's great deals and huge inventory of vehicles. Lease a 2014 Subaru Impreza for $155 a month for 36 months. Or lease a 2014 Subaru Outback for $267 a month for 36 months. Visit online at DelaneySubaru.com for other great offers. Hurry, the Subaru Spring Sales Event ends May 31st. Delaney, it's all right here.
Looking for a one-stop shop for all of your dirt, drag, and street machine needs? Look no further than Hoosier Tire Mid-Atlantic and Precise Racing Products. Precise is the leading distributor for Hoosier Racing tires and VP Racing fuel for Pennsylvania and Maryland. We also have a wide range of parts and accessories for circle track, drag racing, and street performance. Visit PreciseRacing.com and enter coupon code OT360 to receive a free hat on your next purchase. Precise Racing Products. We sell speed.
The best tires, parts, and service. Tire Town. The great thing about car people is there are all kinds of car people. From those who like big engines to those who like big accessories. Have you ever been sitting in an intersection behind someone waiting to turn and they won't go because there's a car coming 2 football fields away? Ever wish you could gently alert the person that it's safe for them to go? Well, this segment is for you.
Hi, I'm Doug with DJD Labs, and I love everything custom. It can be paint, stereos, wheels, air ride, you name it. So I started a company, DJD Labs, to do product testing of automotive equipment. The vehicle I have with me here today is a 2000 Chevy S10. And the one thing I really needed is I originally lowered the vehicle, and with Pittsburgh roads, potholes, hills, it just didn't work. So I looked into air ride. This particular vehicle has a one-of-a-kind air ride recycling system that reuses all of its air. I have 2 tanks in the back, one at full pressure and one close to 5 PSI right now. It reuses the compressed air. So when I lift the vehicle up, the air comes out of the left tank, fills the truck up. When I dump the truck down, instead of just venting out in the atmosphere, it recaptures in that right tank and acts like a supercharger of the system and makes everything more efficient. I wanted to add something special because you customize every part of the vehicle, the paint, the wheels, the stereo, the suspension. Why not customize the horn? Because having a vehicle with stock horns is like having a big bodybuilder with a chipmunk voice. You're gonna laugh at it. Stock horn, train horn. These particular horns are quite loud. The ones on my truck, the Shocker series, those can run up to 156 decibels. So it's so loud, and the shuttle launch I think is around 200 dB at a couple hundred feet. So these horns are very loud. The law in Pennsylvania states they can't be unreasonably loud, but they don't actually dictate a decibel level.
And you do not consider that unreasonable?
I will consider it unreasonably loud for it gets the job done. It gets people's attention. Every time I push that button, it brings a smile to my face and warms my heart. When I was looking for horns, there's so many different ones on the market, so I figured, why not get a real train horn, like a Nathan K5LA. Problem with this horn is, can you imagine trying to fit something this size in a vehicle this size? It wasn't going to work. So I went back online and looked up some other horns. So that's when I went with these. These are the Shocker S4 kit from Horn Blasters. These allow me to mount them in my vehicle and fit them behind the grille, meaning that each horn is individually mountable. It's also indestructible ABS, so it made it very durable to have in the front of the vehicle. So originally I used to have the train horn hooked up as my actual horn in the steering wheel, which I thought was a great idea. It was easy to use until the first automotive inspection I had here in Pennsylvania. It was in the garage, I see the guy testing the turn signals, I see him to reach for the horn, I go running towards him, and before I could get there he set off the train horn in a closed garage. So after all of our ears finished ringing, I realized at that point I should probably move it to a separate button. Now with a custom vehicle, you also need a custom controller, and that little switch box just wasn't doing it for me. So I set out to take a Guitar Hero and interface it with my vehicle. So this strum bar is up and down, what direction I want it to go. These 4 buttons are front left, front right, rear left, and rear right, depending on which corner I want to control. So I want to lift the front up, I hold both front and lift up. So what's nice about this is, when I'm listening to some music, I can actually dance the truck around with the controller to listen to the music. What? You can feel it in your chest.
Up next on OT360, we're heading to Ohio's Thunder Capital. And then we'll talk about how a gearhead girl got her start in drag racing. Don't go far, OT360 will be right back.
Kalmar Chevrolet's red, white, and blue celebration of savings rolls on with Silverado. Drive home a 2014 Silverado Double Cab 1500 All-Star Edition this month, and you could save as much as $8,600 now at Kalmar Chevrolet.
With more than 3 decades of experience and 130 suppliers under one roof, Ludy's Chevy Warehouse is your one-stop restoration shop for sheet metal, brakes, emblems, chrome, and more. Need restoration parts for Chevy Impala, Bel Air, or Biscayne? We've got a catalog for that. We've got parts for Tri-5 and Chevy trucks, Chevelle, Monte Carlo, and El Camino, Chevy Nova, and Camaro. It's all at Ludy's Chevy Warehouse. Call today for a free catalog or visit us at a swap meet near you.
Experience the new Buick at Delaney Chevrolet Buick. From now until May 31st, you can lease a new 2014 Verano for just $199 per month for 39 months. No security deposit required. Drive home in style and comfort with a new Buick from Delaney. Visit online at DelaneyBuick.com for other great offers. Hurry, this event ends May 31st. Delaney, it's all right here.
Honey, how's it coming?
Almost done.
Honey, how's it going?
Good.
Honey, how much longer?
All done.
Dial the Duck. 412-RESTORE. Tell your insurance provider that you prefer Duckstein.
So where's the call at, Chief? Just another weekend honeydew list at the Smith's house.
It's the red, white, and blue celebration of savings at Kalmar Chevrolet. Get up to $1,500 cash back on the 5-passenger Chevy Equinox with a top safety rating and 32 miles per gallon highway. You'll pay less in Leechburg at Kalmar Chevrolet.
One of my favorite racetracks is Thompson Raceway Park, Ohio's Thunder capital. The people there are like family, and the action is as good as you'll get anywhere. From the Gasser Nationals to the Asphalt Wars, Thompson Raceway Park has it all.
Came to our office. He was talking about drag racing scene. He's kind of slouched back in his chair. I hadn't known him for more than 10 minutes, and he's talking about nitrous, and he said, if that don't get you going, he grabbed this.
Hi, my name is Lisa Norman. I am a member of the Gearhead Girls. I've been racing for 5 years up at Pittsburgh Raceway Park in New Alexandria. I have a very touching story of how I got started drag racing. 5 years ago, my husband lost his identical twin brother to post-traumatic stress syndrome. And he was in a very deep depression. He didn't want to eat, he didn't want to shower, he didn't want to do anything. There was no life in him whatsoever. His brother had loaned him a 1972 Vega, and it was very heart-wrenching for him to work on this Vega. We had a buddy named Brian who wanted to get back into drag racing. I didn't know a thing about drag racing. I've never been to a drag strip, never watched drag racing, never been behind the wheel, didn't even see a drag car other than the Vega that came to our house after he passed away. Brian and Lee were in the garage with Matt, and of course I'm a girl and I'm not allowed in the garage, and I was just kind of an outcast off to the side, just wrenching away on my own. They were putting a new fuel line in Brian's Monte Carlo, and they were talking about how they used to drag race when they were younger and how they used to change their tires along Route 22 to get into the drag park, and I finally saw the light go on in Lee's eyes. I finally saw that he was passionate about something, and I knew right then and there that that was the ticket. That's how I was going to bring him back. That's how I was going to get him passionate about life again. Later that evening, we were sitting around and we were talking about drag racing, which again, I knew nothing about. And they thought, wouldn't it be funny to get you to start drag racing against Brian to get Lee out of his depression? We didn't think Lee was going to go for it. We ended up getting on Craigslist and finding a 1985 Pontiac Grand Prix, and in doing so, got Lee out of the depression. When I got in it, I was nervous. I didn't know anything about drag racing. I didn't know anything about the car, but I knew one thing. Lee was out of the house and Lee was excited. And Lee was excited that we were back at the drag strip. Lee was excited that we were drag racing. Was I scared? Absolutely. But I've been drag racing for 5 years now. I love every minute of it, how fast I go. I love the car. And now our whole entire family does it. Now Lee has a 1985 S10 with a 598 in it, and now he's drag racing. And there's not a weekend that goes by that we're not up there during the season drag racing. And that light is finally back in his eyes.
Being a drag race guy my whole life, and I've been doing media since '89, that's one of the best stories about racing I have ever heard. That, you know, racing basically saved your husband's life.
Still to come, drivers and racers from all over the area submitted their GoPro footage. See if yours makes the show.
Or swimming, you can't swim, you can't open up your eyes, you know. Goodness sakes, if you go in the ocean, they're drying, they're falling out.
My wife was up on the beach and I was in the ocean and I come out of the ocean. Like I said, I can't see past this, so I'm walking up the beach and I walk up to each lady that's and they're like looking at me like I'm a pervert, you know. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my life. This is great now. I was just at the beach this year and can see a lot of things at the beach now that I didn't see before. It's great.
It's Military Appreciation Month at Delaney Chevrolet. Drive home in a 2014 Chevy Equinox for just $199 a month for 36 months. Or lease a 2014 Cruze for $118 per month for 36 months. And we're proud to offer the Chevrolet Military Discount. Visit online at DelaneyChevrolet.com for other great offers. Hurry, these offers end May 31st. Chevrolet, find new roads. Delaney, it's all right here.
24/7, get the gear at PennStateClothes.com. Shirts, hoodies, gifts, jerseys, and sweats. PennStateClothes.com. You bet. The family clothes line with more in store. At Penn State Clothes, you get more. 24/7, get the gear at PennStateClothes.com. The family clothes line.
When it comes to luxury and performance, Cadillac still sets the standard. Arnold Palmer Motors in Latrobe offers the best of Cadillac luxury, including the all-new 2014 ATS, a world-class compact luxury sedan that redefines the Cadillac experience. The Cadillac CTS, Motor Trend's 2014 Car of the Year, is in a class by itself for design, safety, and engineering excellence. Visit Arnold Palmer Motors in Latrobe today and test drive the best that Cadillac has to offer.
That about wraps up another episode of Open Throttle 360. Don't forget you can see all of our episodes and segments online at OpenThrottle360.com.
Let us know you're watching, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep the gearhead conversation going on Twitter at #OT360.
The warm weather's here, so get out and support your local racetrack or go to some of the dozens of car cruises happening all over the region.
For a car cruise near you, go to carcruises.com, or you can go to OpenThrottle360.com and click on the events calendar.
And as Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys say, tack it up, buddy, gonna shut you down.
See you next time.
Next week on OT360, we'll look back at the Pittsburgh International Auto Show, ride some simulators, look at the 2014 ZL1, a Lexus LFA, and more. We'll also take a look at the swankier side of the auto show. We'll ride along in a sweet 67 GTO. We take a look back at Speed Weeks with a little help from our friends from Precise Racing. That's all coming up on the next Open Throttle 360.